Yeah. Yeah. It's the Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Ayy. Locker Room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize. Every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize.
All right, final practice for the Texans today before they get on a plane to Indianapolis. Got to talk to Tank Dell, got to talk to Tommy Townsen, got to observe some of the stuff. And let's try to make some money on this game as well. Shout out to the people, my friends at BetUS, for sponsoring this video. BetUS, you can get 150% back on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. I have $220 on Texas versus Michigan tomorrow. So it's going to be a interesting start to my weekend, depending on how that goes. There's also Texans props. I'm going to be observing them for the first time with you. And we'll try to do that every Friday. So I love a good player prop. You love a good player prop. Let's look at the player props together and see if not only can we enjoy watching Texans football, maybe we could profit off of it, courtesy of BetUS. Tank Dell, he's had an interesting offseason. Last time that we watched the Texans take on the Colts, first play of the game, Nico Collins, 75-yard touchdown. Stephon Diggs was in Buffalo preparing for the playoffs, and Tank Dell was injured. So Nico Collins had to carry the load. Now the Texans have a healthy wide receiver core. It's one of the best wide receiver cores in the NFL. Tank Dell, he had to sit and watch that intense Week 18 matchup last year. That couldn't have been too fun, but he is back on the field, and I got to think he's a better player this year than last. But I don't have to think, because I actually got to speak with Tank Dell. Here's what Tank Dell had to say about those two things. Little quick interaction with Tank Dell today as the Texans get ready to hop on the jet plane and go to Indy.
Having to watch that game last year in Indy and now getting to actually step on that field.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to Nico. I watched it from home, and I told him, like, once he scored the first touchdown, like the first play of the game, I was jumping all around my house and stuff like that. So it was fun. I'm ready to get out there now.
What makes you a better player now compared to Week 1 last year? In what areas do you think you've improved the most?
I feel like I attacked the game the same way I attacked it last year. Nothing changed for me. My preparation is through the roof. To me, I feel like day in and day out, taking care of my body on the field, going hard 100% every rep, get my extra catches. Everything I did last year, I'm doing the same thing. I'm staying on my same routine, and I'm just trying to get better one day at a time, 1% better every day. So that's just me.
All right, there you go. Let's go. It'll be interesting to see how Tank Dell does this year. It's obviously been a very eventful offseason. A lot of stuff went on with Tank. Very easy to root for, and one of the better young receivers in the league, on one of the best wide receiver cores in the league. But I do wonder, is the Texans defense being slept on? Because we talk a lot about this offense, and rightfully so. You have a quarterback who everyone's high on. You have one of the best wide receiver trios in the NFL. You have Joe Mixon, who's established himself as pretty consistent, pretty good running back. Dalton Schultz, probably top 14-ish tight end, maybe 10. I don't know. Maybe I'm underrating Dalton Schultz. But you have all that on offense, and on the defensive side of the ball, there are reasonable concerns, but I was talking about this today. I was talking to I was on KPRC with Chancellor Johnson, DJ Bieneme of ESPN, and Pep Hamilton, who I know a lot of Texans fans kind of feel a certain way whenever you talk about Pep Hamilton. But Pep knows ball, and Pep knows this Texan squad pretty well. And they were asking, who's going to be the most important, impactful newcomer this season. And Stephon Diggs was a name that was brought up. I actually think it's going to be Danielle Hunter. And I think it's pretty simple. I think Danielle Hunter is, first of all, he's been dominant. Diggs has had a good camp. But he's also opposite of Will Anderson, who we saw kind of banged up last year. And I think to me, like if Stephon Diggs misses a game, you still have Tank Dell and you have Nico Collins, assuming that those guys are healthy. If Danielle Hunter misses a game, then it's Will Anderson, then it's Derek Barnett. You're basically back to where you were last season, minus Jonathan Grenard. So for me, it would be Danielle Hunter. And I still think Stephon Diggs leads the receivers in touchdowns, but I would say that Danielle Hunter has more of an impact on this squad than Diggs. That would just be my prediction. And on the other side of things, the question was asked, well, who do you think is most likely to get an award on the Texans? Who do you think could get an award, like an offseason award? And Pep said CJ Stroud MVP. I said Derek Stingley defensive player of the year. I think Derek Stingley has a chance. We've seen Derek Stingley play over a long stretch of time elite. We've seen CJ Stroud play pretty well, really well. But to be an MVP in your second year of the season, second year in the league, it's tough. Now, we've seen guys do it. We've seen guys play at that type of level, not too far. The guy in Kansas City, he's done a pretty good job of getting better each year, including year 1 to year 2, year 2 to year 3. So we've seen it before. It just seems pretty difficult to do. It's kind of a rare thing. But with Derek Stingley, we know the biggest question mark is valid, but when he's on the field, he's going to be elite. And on the other side, like if you really wanted to think about it and you really wanted to say, okay, who could win an award? What about Kamari Lassiter, Defensive Rookie of the Year? He's opposite of Derek Stingley. He's going to get challenged a lot. He's going to be on national TV. He's going to get opportunity. There's not really like some sort of front runner to win the award. So could we see maybe Kamari Lassiter win that Defensive Rookie of the Year? And the Texans win that in consecutive years coming off of the Will Anderson thing. I think it's possible for sure. By the way, check out BetUS. They have sponsored this segment. So be sure to check out BetUS. We're going to follow the money in a second. First, though, let's go to the other phase. We've heard from someone on offense. I just touched on the defense. Let's go to the special teams. Tommy Townsend. Little punter talk here. We're going in the sticks right now. Tommy Townsend, former Kansas City Chief. Got to be an important piece of what the Texans do, as Cam Johnston was. Tommy Townsend, pretty cool dude. Not so sure about this nickname that Texans radio has given him, John Harris. Let's hear what he thinks about it. Here was a little back and forth with Tommy Townsend.
Sunday, how excited are you to get out there and finally do it in an actual game?
Yeah, I mean, week one's always super exciting. I mean, preseason's great, just to kind of knock the cobwebs off. But yeah, once the season hits, it really hits, and every game counts, especially when you're starting off in the division opponent. So got to start fast and just go out there, have fun, let the rest take care of itself.
Was it weird watching the Chiefs yesterday? Is that kind of strange? Kind of like to turn on the TV and watch the rowdy stadium and obviously the Super Bowl. Is that weird for you?
Oh, it was so weird. Yeah.
You found yourself cheering for him still, kind of?
I mean, I got a bunch of friends on the team, so like I want my friends and stuff to do well. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like obviously, you will like when you're with the team for a while, you want to stay there, but the NFL is not really built that way anymore. Especially like when it comes to specialists, it's really hard to stay in one team for a long time. But I'm just excited about being here. So that's kind of my main focus. I watched a little bit of the game last night, but yeah, my main focus is just on this weekend.
Do you like punting indoors or outdoors better?
I mean, it really depends because sometimes like when you kick outside, like sometimes like if you get lucky and you get the wind at your back a couple times, like sometimes that's nice. But early in the season when it's hot outside, the balls tend to fly a little bit better than they do just in a stale indoor environment. But of course at the same time, I mean, in indoor you get none of the elements, no wind, no rain, nothing like that. So there's definitely like some pros and cons, but obviously like no wind is the big one.
So I heard I was driving in. I think it was the last preseason game. I heard you on with the Texans radio guys, and they gave you the nickname Tommy Rockets. Do we like the nickname Tommy Rockets?
I kind of like it. It's not bad. I've gotten a bunch of just random nicknames over the years.
Okay.
None that have really stuck. But like, I don't know. I feel like this one could stick.
I don't know about this one.
You don't like it?
We might have to find a different one.
What do you think you would go with?
I got to see you playing the game first, but the Tommy Hang Time or something like that. Maybe?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. What were some of the other ones?
Just kind of like simple ones, just like T-Town, like a couple of like my boys in KC.
T-Town works.
Yeah, T-Town's a good one. A couple of my boys in KC, they call me All Pro Tommy.
Okay, there you go.
I like that one.
I'll take that.
I like that one a lot.
One.
But like, it's one of those things. I'm not gonna walk around calling myself that.
Yeah, you can't give yourself a nickname.
No, not at all. But yeah, until a good one comes around, we'll see. My cousins called me Stone Toe for a while.
See, Stone Toe's nice.
They always thought Stone Toe would catch on. Stone Toe Townsen.
Yeah, I knew someone named Stone Hands, but yeah, Stone Toe's not. Yeah, that works. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you.
All right, there you go. That's Tommy Townsend. Nice dude, that Tommy Townsend. And look, you can say he's just a punter. If you watch the Texans and you watched them without Cam Johnson, God, that sucked last year. Being without Cam Johnson. So we'll see what happens with Tommy Townsend and how he handles his business. We got to localize this real quick, and this is gonna hurt me more than it does y'all. I can assure you. Yesterday we reacted to the Kansas City game. We reacted to Ravens, Chiefs, two teams the Texans are chasing. It was kind of easy to localize it. Nitpick, all that. Now we have in Brazil, we have the Pack and we have the Eagles. And we remember in the offseason, because there are no days off, we remember Saquon Barkley and the disagreement over whether or not to sign Saquon Barkley. Now, me personally, I was all in on this Saquon thing. But I also, over time, hearing more, it kind of felt like he wanted to go to Philadelphia. And the Texans were just kind of a pawn. Now, he can deny it. We know he's from there. I tend to believe that although the Texans were in on Saquon, that it was his desire to go to Philadelphia. That's what I think Saquon wanted. He wanted to be in Philly. Well, he had a pretty good game today. 3 touchdowns, 109 yards rushing. He had a receiving touchdown, 23 yards. So 132 total yards, 3 touchdowns. I would say Philly is pleased with their investment. We'll see what happens. I'm sure some people will say, well, eventually he's going to get hurt. We'll see. I'm a big Saquon fan. I'm a big fan of what Saquon brings. I'm a big fan of what he could have brought here. Like Joe Mixon, but man, Saquon. And one game in with the Philadelphia Eagles, that just became final 34-29. Saquon Barkley looks pretty damn good. I would say pretty damn good. I would say. Let's look at these props. We're going to start doing this on Friday, and this is going to be a shorter live because I'll be honest, I'm tired as hell. I got a big morning ahead of me, so I'm going to make a grill lunch, a grill brunch for this Texas game. So I'm going to have College Game Day going on full speed. Might be some lettuce, you know what I'm saying, wakey. And I'm going to make steak, sausage, bacon, cinnamon toast, eggs, and like some sort of like coffee type of drink. It's gonna be a big game. Already got $220 on it. But yeah, and it's been a long day. Been at practice today. Did the TV thing. Got the in-laws in town, so we had to go to the mall. Baby did the Build-A-Bear. So yeah, it's been a long ass day, man. Been a long ass day. So let's look at this Bet US. Let's follow the money together. And this is going to be something that we're going to do. We're going to look at the betting props together on Friday. And if you want to get in, Bet US, use the code. I think it's YouTube 50, and you can get you a free 150. So it's YouTube 150. Let me look up this code. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here's the code. So you can get 150. It was 125. You can get 150% back. So if you put $10 in, you're getting 15 back. And vice versa. And that's why I was able to load the account up with 2,000. I ain't putting no 2,000 in. But you can get 150% back. All you got to do is go to Bet US, YouTube 50. The payouts are easy. Everyone asks me about payouts. The payouts are easy. You guys know me. I'm not going to endorse something that I don't like. There's a lot of guys like in radio and stuff that, I mean, there's like 23-year-olds endorsing like boner pills and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you don't need boner pills. Like who believes you? Like hell, like have some respect for yourself. But I like to gamble, and I like Bet US. You can see the account right there. It says 1330. So some of y'all might be like, man, you had $2,000. I've been following you. What's been going on? Here's what's going on. I got 220 on the Texas game tomorrow, -7. So y'all will know my mood there. We got a future prop. We got CJ Stroud over touchdowns. We got 115 on that. We got 110 on the over Texans Colts. Don't love that, but you know what? I just feel like I need to be a more positive person. I feel more positive when I bet overs. So we'll go with the over. Daniil Hunter over 10.5 sacks. Feel good about that. Diggs over 5.5 touchdowns. Feel good about that. So we can call these like the Nick Caserio props. Derek Stingley, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and get this one in. And I recommend you making this bet as well. It might go up just because, but if you go to football and you go down to the NFL season awards, they have offensive. They might have taken defensive off. But Derek Stingley's like 100-1 to win defensive. So they have NFL season awards offensive. It'll probably go back up before. But let's go to week 1. Let's look at these player props, because I always enjoy me good player props with the Texans. So we'll go to the Texans. Texans right now favored by 3. I really don't love that bet, so I'm going to perhaps stay away from that. That one kind of scares me a little bit. Just because I don't love the whole the 3 points. I feel like it should be a little bit less. I feel like Indianapolis is almost getting kind of disrespected a little bit. Nico Collins player props. All right, NFL props. Here we go. So we got Texans Colts. See, there's so many props, it's hard to find, which is sick because you find yourself lost. Like going to freaking Toys R Us back in the day. So you have Texans winning by 6 or more points. If you're confident in that, you go plus 125. Colts winning by 6 or more plus 225. Actually pretty good value, if we're being honest. So that's the props. Now we got to find the NFL. That's the NFL props. Where are the player props at, man? NFL alternate wins, NFL conference futures. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a buffet of stuff. NFL regular season wins, NFL special futures, college props. We got it all here. There's a lot. So be sure to check out Bet US. And the game props, they'll be up pretty soon, I'm sure. Definitely before the weekend. It's going to be a lot of stuff for sure. The Nico Collins one is the one that I put out there. But get in the game with Bet US. Start off with a college football action. And shout out to BetUS for sponsoring. I don't know where y'all's money is going to go. I got that over. Promo code is YouTube 150. Let me make sure. Yeah, YouTube 150. So if you put 20 in, you're going to get 150. So yeah, you'll get whatever the hell the math is. Don't ask me. But yeah, you'll get 150 back. If you put 20 in, you'll get, just go do your thing. Be sure to swarm the like button. Maybe a little Irish coffee tomorrow. Who knows? Got $220. I need to be a little bit fresh. I got Mike Meltzer coming over. I got Cody Stutes coming over. Maybe some other folks coming through as well. So I've got to get some rest, man. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Got to give me some rest. Post-game show immediately after the Colts game. That's always stacked. We usually get like 1,000 deep when that goes down. So be sure to get down. Shrimp cocktail. You already know I'm getting the shrimp cocktail. Shrimp cocktail game. No doubt. Probably be up, probably like 6-7 hours. Who knows? I don't really sleep as much. But appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe, like, right along. Get to BetUS. Promo code YouTube 150. It's YOUTUBE 150. 125 was sick. Now you get the 150. Let's go make that money. $220 on Texas -7 right now. I'm a little bit nervous about that. That's a lot of bread, but you know what? F it. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Let's eat.
In the headlock, localized every time. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days. Opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number one. You don't need to try your luck.